Okay, so today we're diving into something that can feel a little mysterious, maybe even a little intimidating. We're talking about SEO. I know a lot of people out there, they have this goal, right? They want their website to be this thriving hub, not just, floating out there unnoticed in the vast expanse of the internet. And that's where SEO comes in, specifically content optimization.
It's like, imagine trying to build a campfire in the middle of the woods.
Okay,
You wouldn't just throw a match on a pile of logs and hope for the best, right?
probably not. Although I've definitely tried.
You'd want to make sure you had the right kindling, some dry wood, maybe even build a little structure to get those flames going strong.
Okay, so you're saying SEO is like building that fire, and content optimization is the key to getting it roaring.
Exactly. It's all about laying the groundwork for those search engines to find you, understand your content, and say, hey, this is good stuff. Let's show this to the world.
I love that analogy. And thankfully, we have Digmark series all about SEO to be our guide today. Specifically, we're looking at their insights on content optimization because, as we've been saying, it really is the heart and soul of good SEO.
It is. And they hit the nail on the head right from the start, emphasizing that it all begins with creating killer content.
And that's something I think we can all get behind, right? It's not just about trying to trick the algorithms or game the system. It's about creating something genuinely valuable for the people who actually land on your site.
Right. It's about quality over quantity, authenticity over keyword stuffing.
You said it. Sometimes it feels like there's this misconception that SEO is all about, I don't know, cramming in as many keywords as humanly possible, like some kind of digital game of Tetris.
Yeah. And that couldn't be further from the truth.
So how do we shift that mindset? What do we need to understand about the why behind these tactics if we want to be successful? I mean, algorithms change all the time, right?
They do. And that's precisely why Digmark stresses that understanding the why is so crucial. It's about building a site with solid content as its foundation, content that can adapt and thrive even as those digital goalposts shift.
It's almost like imagine a house built on sand.
Exactly.
As soon as a wave comes along, it's gone.
Con. But a website without good content, well, it's not going to stand the test of time, that's for sure.
That is such a good point. I think I'm already starting to understand this a little differently, that it's less about quick tricks and more about a long-term strategy.
Mhm.
But I'm curious, where do we even begin? How do we figure out what people are searching for in the first place? I mean, best fluffy pancake recipe is very different from pancake catering near me, right?
Exactly. And that's where we get to unlock the secret code of SEO keyword research.
Keyword research.
Yeah.
Sounds intense, like Indiana Jones level stuff.
It can be, but Digimark breaks it down in a way that's approachable and, dare I say, even exciting.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So what's the big deal with these keywords? Why are they so crucial for getting our content seen?
Think of keywords as those compasses,
Okay,
guiding adventurers to buried treasure. Except in this case, the treasure is your website, shining brightly on page 1 of Google.
I like where this is going. So are you saying it's all about getting inside the minds of our audience?
You got it. The Digimark emphasizes that it's all about understanding what your audience is actually typing into that search bar.
So what are the questions they're asking? What are the problems they're trying to solve?
Yes, exactly. And here's where it gets interesting, uncovering opportunities. Keyword research can help you identify those less competitive niches, places where your content can really shine.
Okay, less competition, more spotlight. But how do we actually do this keyword research thing? Any secret strategies Mark recommends? But how do we actually do this keyword research thing? Any secret strategies Mark recommends?
Well, they do mention some of the big players out there, like Google, Keyword Planner,
Okay, yeah.
SEMrush, RFs. These platforms, they've got it all. Tons of features. But don't worry, you don't need to be some kind of tech whiz to start using them and actually get some insights.
That's good to know, because I'm definitely not a tech whiz.
Like, for example, SEMrush.
Yeah.
You can do something called keyword gap analysis. It's actually really cool.
Okay.
It's like, imagine you could peek into your competitor's SEO playbook, right?
I like where this is going, a little digital espionage.
Exactly. You can see what keywords they're ranking for that maybe you haven't even thought about yet.
Oh, that's amazing. It's like they're doing the research for you.
Kinda.
Okay, so we've got the fancy platforms, which are awesome, but I do appreciate that Mark also highlights some simpler tactics too.
Hmm.
What are some ways we can, like, dip our toes into the keyword pool without getting overwhelmed?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, This might sound too simple to be true, but just pay attention to what Google's already telling you.
Right.
You know how when you start typing something in the search bar,
Yeah, the autocomplete?
the autocomplete, and those suggestions that pop up, those are popular searches. Google's basically saying, hey, people are looking for this.
It's like they're doing the research for us.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
And then, of course, there's good old-fashioned competitor analysis.
Okay, yeah.
See what keywords they're using.
Yeah.
What kind of content are they creating around those keywords?
It's like they're handing us a roadmap, and we just have to follow the path.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And don't underestimate the power of analyzing trends.
Oh, right, trends, yeah.
Google Trends is amazing for this. It shows you what's hot, what people are suddenly searching for. Like, are we seeing a spike in AI-powered pancake recipes?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
We've got to check Google Trends.
Okay.
So we've got our trusty keyword compass. We're starting to understand the landscape, but before we go stuffing those keywords into every nook and cranny.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your horses.
Okay.
Keywords are a guide, not
Yeah.
the be-all and end-all.
Right.
Digimarc reminds us it's not about keyword stuffing.
Yeah.
It's about crafting content so valuable, so engaging, that Google itself bows down and says, take my top ranking. You've earned it.
Okay. Content is king.
Content is king.
Got it. I'm hearing that loud and clear. But what does quality content even look like in this context? Is it some mythical creature? What are we talking about here?
It's not as elusive as you might think.
Okay, good.
Digimarc actually gives us some really down-to-earth characteristics of high-quality content.
Okay.
And the first and foremost, originality.
Okay.
We are not in the business of regurgitating the same old information that's been said a million times before.
Right.
We want content that's fresh, that's insightful, that's uniquely you. Think of it like instead of just copying a recipe, you're coming up with your own unique flavor.
Okay, so we're bringing the unique flavor, not just copying the recipe.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then there's depth.
Okay.
Anyone can skim the surface, right?
Yeah.
But your content, it should dive deep.
Okay.
Offer expert analysis, valuable insights, that extra layer of detail that keeps people hooked. It's the difference between, like, a quick drive-through burger and a gourmet multi-course meal.
Ooh, okay. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Right.
So we're not talking fast food. We're talking about a real culinary experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got fresh, we've got original, we've got in-depth. What else makes for this top-tier content?
It's got to be current.
Okay.
Outdated information is about as useful as last week's weather report,
Yeah.
right?
Right. It's not doing anybody any favors.
No. So keep it fresh.
Keep it current, keep it relevant. Got it.
Exactly.
Speaking of keeping people interested, what about that so what factor? How do we make sure that our content doesn't just, sit there, but it actually resonates and makes people want to stick around? Speaking of keeping people interested, what about that so what factor? How do we make sure that our content doesn't just, sit there, but it actually resonates and makes people want to stick around?
It all boils down to providing value. Your content, it should answer questions, solve problems, or offer a fresh perspective. Think of it like, instead of just listing out the ingredients for sourdough bread, you dive into the science of fermentation. You troubleshoot common baking issues. Maybe share your own personal tips. That's valuable content.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. So we're crafting those gourmet meals, not just the drive-by information.
Exactly.
But what about different content approaches? Digimarc mentioned evergreen versus timely content, and then long form versus short form. Is there a magic formula there?
It's about finding the right mix, right?
Yeah.
What works for your audience, what aligns with your goals. Evergreen content, that's your content that stays relevant over time.
Okay.
Think those how-to guides, ultimate resources, they're like the classics, the SEO equivalent of a little black dress, always in style.
Got it. Got it. Those evergreen staples.
Exactly. And then you've got your timely content. Capitalizing on what's happening right now, those current events, trends, it might have a shorter shelf life,
Right.
but it can be really powerful for driving engagement in the moment.
Okay, so it's about balancing those evergreen pieces with those kind of attention-grabbing, timely things as well.
Exactly.
Makes sense. What about different content formats?
Digimarc, they emphasize mixing it up.
Right.
Long-form articles, maybe some snappy blog posts, infographics, videos.
Okay.
You name it, right? It keeps your audience engaged. It caters to different learning styles.
Variety, the spice of SEO life.
There you go.
Okay, so we spent all this time cooking up this amazing content, right?
Yes.
We've got those gourmet meals prepped and ready to go. But how do we make sure that the search engines actually see it? It's time to optimize, right?
It's time to optimize. Think of on-page optimization as setting the stage for your content to shine.
Okay.
These are the little tweaks, the things you can do to tell search engines, hey, this is what this content is all about. And thankfully, Dujmark gives us a pretty handy checklist.
Okay, I like checklist. I'm a checklist person.
That's like,
Hear it. What's on the
yeah.
on-page optimization checklist?
First up, we've got title tags.
Okay.
These are like the title of your book. They tell search engines and users what your page is all about. Dujmark recommends keeping them concise, compelling, ideally within that sweet spot of 50 to 60
Right.
characters.
Got it. So it's short, sweet, grabs your attention. Okay, what's next?
Meta descriptions.
Okay.
Think of these like movie trailers. Okay. They're there to entice people to click. You've got a limited number of characters.
Right.
You want to summarize your content, sprinkle in those keywords, and then include a nice, tempting call to action.
So it's giving that like, click me, you won't regret it energy.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
What else are we optimizing?
Don't forget about headers.
Okay, the H1s, H2s.
Yes, those H1, H2, H3 tags, they break up your content. They're like chapter headings in a book, guiding readers and search engines through your content.
Okay.
Use them strategically, right? Structure your content, highlight those key points, incorporate your keywords.
Got it. So we're talking title tags, meta descriptions, headers. It's like building an SEO-friendly skyscraper, right?
I like that.
Okay, what other elements do we need to be thinking about as we're putting this all together?
Believe it or not, even search engines appreciate good formatting.
Okay.
It's about readability. For humans and algorithms, break up those walls of text, right? Short paragraphs, bullet points, visuals, anything you can do to make that information more scannable, more engaging.
Got it. So no walls of text, keep it nice and easy to digest. But why does formatting matter so much?
Well, good formatting, it keeps people on your page longer, it reduces bounce rates, and it signals to search engines that you care about user experience.
Right.
And happy users.
Happy users are engaged users.
Exactly. They're more likely to stick around, explore your site, maybe even convert.
That makes sense. But, it occurs to me, what if someone is searching for, like, SEO tips, but they're looking for something completely different from what my SEO tips page offers?
That is such a good point. Not all searches are created equal, right?
Right.
That's where understanding search intent comes in.
Okay.
And Dujmark, they break it down into these four main categories. You've got informational, navigational, transactional, and commercial.
Okay. Break that down for me. I'm intrigued.
All right. So informational, that means the searcher, they want to learn something, right?
Right.
So that's your how to bake a cake or what is SEO searches.
Makes sense.
Navigational, that means they're trying to get somewhere specific.
Okay.
So Facebook login, New York Times homepage, those types of things.
Got it.
Transactional, they are ready to buy.
Okay.
Buy the new iPhone. Discount flights to Italy.
Okay, so they're ready to click that purchase button.
Exactly. And then lastly, you have commercial intent. This is where people are doing their research. Maybe comparing prices. So best laptops for students or SEO agencies near me.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So how does understanding search intent actually play into creating our content?
It's like matchmaking, but for content and searchers.
Okay.
You want to make sure your content aligns with what people are actually looking for. Someone searching for buy running shoes, they're probably not going to stick around on a blog post about the history of running shoes, are they?
Probably not. They're ready to shop.
Exactly.
So how do we make sure that we're hitting the mark, that our content is aligned with that search intent?
It's about knowing your audience, right?
Okay.
Crafting content that speaks to their needs at that specific moment in their search journey. Are they looking for information? Are they ready to buy? Tailor your content accordingly.
Wow. So we have journeyed far today, haven't we? From keyword research to crafting compelling content to even optimizing it for these like mysterious search engines. It's a lot to take in, but I'm starting to see how it all fits together.
And that's the beauty of SEO. It's not just a checklist. It's about understanding your audience, providing value, creating a website that truly connects with the people you want to reach.
And I love that you're emphasizing that it is a journey. It's something you're constantly working on and learning about and refining.
Exactly. The digital landscape, it's constantly changing, so we've got to change with it. Stay curious, keep experimenting, keep refining those strategies, and above all, never underestimate the power of truly great content.
Well said. That's it for this deep dive into the world of on-page SEO. We've unearthed the secrets, deciphered the codes, and hopefully given you the tools to make your website a shining beacon in that vast digital sea. Until next time, happy optimizing.